Hi, everyone. Welcome back to The Quiet Part Out Loud. I'm Alex.
And I'm Nuvyn. And I've got some really interesting stats here. You know, I'm a junkie for like research and data, particularly on like percentage of women in leadership and that pipeline of talent. And you could listen to our whole library of podcasts to find out more about that. But this one in particular is all about perception of leadership, meaning do employees perceive that there is gender representation within their company? So really interesting stats here. When 1 in 3 managers in their company is a woman in the C-suite, 65% of men and 52% of women think women are well represented in management. So that's when there's 1 in 3.
Yeah.
Now getting that next layer down into senior leaders. So when 1 in 10 senior leaders in their company is a woman, 54% of men and 21% of women think that women are well represented in senior leadership when there's just 1 in 10. And so it was making me think about tokenism.
Yeah.
When, for example, there is 1 woman at the table and you are somehow carrying the weight of an entire 51% of the population on your shoulders. But that perception really matters.
Yeah. Anecdotally, I have a story about this. And so at a previous organization that I worked at, it was so interesting. We had 1 board member that was a woman and we had 1 executive leader that was a woman. And the messaging, especially around International Women's Day, was, 60 whatever % of our workforce is women. Well, the reality is that a lot of the frontline, front-facing employees were women just by definition of that organization. And so that statistic and the way that it's kind of presented to the employees also can be a little bit massaged as well. So
right. Perception really matters. And
really
clearly
does.
There's a huge disconnect there. 1 in 10 in senior leadership being women. So 10% of the leadership team.
Yeah.
Yet, 55% of men at the company believe that women are well represented in senior leadership. Like, where is that disconnect?
I'm so curious what is the definition of good representation for those individuals? You know what I mean? Like, if you're used to seeing all men on the board, well, 1 woman, sure, that's great. That's progress. But
yeah,
I can't recall also the statistics in Alberta right now around how many women are in board positions. I think it's now gone up to like 26%.
Yeah. I think it's 27% across Alberta. Yeah.
Like that I think is by our definition with board ready women, that is progress, but it's also still lower than that 30%, right? So I don't know.
So I wonder if when you are that 1 woman, and I'd be interested to hear from our viewers on this, do you find that, you're kind of chosen as that like diversity poster child and you're put up there to be like, look at all of the diversity we have on our team because we have a woman. And then as a result, the perception within the company is that there is a well representation of gender.
And then what are the expectations that are put on that person as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots to unpack with those stats. But this was my Sunday morning scroll and I was like, oh, we need to talk about this on a podcast.
Cool. Sunday morning research. Yeah.
Right?
I love it.
Eager to hear what you have to say, what you think of this. Tell us. And we look forward to seeing you again on The Quiet Part Out Loud. The Quiet Part Out Loud is produced by Access Connects and brought to you by Oh wait, is there a sponsorship opportunity there? Learn more at accessconnects.com.